Hello and welcome to Encore Motor Cars video presentation of this beautiful 1986 560SL convertible. These roadsters from the 86 to 89 were the last of this body style. This body style dates way back to the early 70s, but they've made a lot of different changes and configurations along the way. This particular latest model is the one with all the refinements that most people are looking for. People that are knowledgeable about Mercedes and about collecting these cars and enjoying these cars like the idea that it's got the 5.6 V8, the latest and the most well-behaved motor configuration in one of these cars. And this car only has one owner since new, and it has 69,000 original miles on it, and it has been very well maintained. I've got the hardtop that came with the car. The car was owned by a person that has property in Ohio and in Florida, and the car started out brand new in Ohio, where this person lives most of the year, and in the wintertime they come down here. And back in between 2004 and 2006, this car was left here in Florida until now, and the person that owned the car and bought it brand new sold it directly to us. It wasn't bought at an auction. It wasn't didn't go through a broker or anything. We bought it straight from the guy that was the original owner, retired gentleman down here in Sarasota, Florida. Still resides here, just for whatever reason life has changed for him and he decided to sell the car. Let's get into the condition of the car. Some of the things that I look at when I look at these cars. I've handled a lot of these cars over the years, and that is first of all the body and the paint, as far as the originality of it, and then some of the prone areas on these cars that deteriorate. On this car is not deteriorated at all. Let's start with the front lower section. Along the bottom here, you can see that all the lenses and the lights and the chrome, and most importantly the body parts that are underneath the bumper there, that air dam that's under there with that rubber, the tip there that goes along the edge, the front edge there, is in perfect condition. You can see that all the lenses for the lights are in beautiful condition. All the chrome, the front emblem, and headlights and so forth, not even any stress cracks in any of those. And then I look at even some of the hardware and the rubber that goes along here, and some of these fine points here when you're looking at a car for me, for originality, to make sure that all these little pieces of hardware are the correct ones. And this is all the original paint of this car, so you don't have to worry about anything else that's hiding under here. This is all the original paint on the car. You can see in here, I like to look at some of these telltale areas to see if the cars ever had paintwork on them, and you can't see anything like that. The lower section back here is in perfect condition. You can see the tires are all brand new, a nice set of Goodyear tires on it. The back lenses here are the same as the front, without any damage. No stress cracks. All the original lenses, and all these rubber pieces right here, these deteriorate over the years with most of these models, as well as this area right here. This is a soft material that goes along the filler here between the body and the bumper. This is something that usually deteriorates, comes off, falls off, and on this car it's in perfect condition. We've got the mats that come with it, that came with it originally, and all the carpet pieces down here are in excellent condition. And you can see that the original stuff is still down in here. The tag's still on the spare. And the plastic bag right there is the original toolkit that came with the car. And back in here is the battery, and the battery cover is the way it's supposed to be, and those latches are still working. Anybody that knows anything about these things knows that this stuff is the stuff that's difficult to replace on the car, and most times is on these cars is something that's showing wear, where it hasn't been maintained right. Or you can see even the stops here when you put the trunk down. This is the original hardware here, the original switches. None of that stuff's broken off. You have to. I look really closely at these things when I'm going through them. And this is the third brake light. 1986 was the first year that they had that third brake light. It was a federal federally mandated safety equipment on all cars that year for the United States. So that was something that was added for the United States cars, and that's correct for the car. You can see around the antenna base, even the piece of molding that goes around the antenna is not cracked. No spaces there. It sounds silly for me to be talking about this kind of stuff, but when I'm looking at a car like this, take a look at the nooks and crannies in there. By the way, the air conditioning is working perfectly, and all the items, we're about to go over the dashboard in there, but all the items are working in there. Definitely no mechanical issues that we know about. The power steering's great. There's no major leaks on it anywhere. The air conditioning blows nice and cold. Power brakes are all working. 1986, they had ABS brakes this year in this car. Down there. And it's all factory, and everything's plugged in, and all the hoses are on and they're supposed to be there, and even the hose clamps are the right ones from 1986. So you can see that just some preventative maintenance as documented on the Carfax. Also, it's been upgraded to the R134 refrigerant for the new refrigerant, so that you don't have to worry about having to make that conversion. It's fully serviced now. It's been serviced down here at the Sarasota Mercedes dealership before we got it, and then we put it through our shop, and we've got a Mercedes certified technician here. That was the lead technician over at Mercedes before he came here, and absolutely loves the car. Now I've got a little bit of light division in here, guys, but I'm gonna, if I go slow enough, I can show you the interior and the condition of the interior, which is impeccable. The bolster, there's no wear on the bolster here other than just some regular, very superficial and I'm not going to call it wear, I'm just going to call it evidence of use. And then on the other side is door panels, seats, carpet, dash, no cracks in the dashboard, even up by the defroster vents. There's nothing going on up there. Everything is beautiful. And you can see that the gauges are all working correctly. It's got the original factory Becker Grand Prix radio in here. The Fahrenheit temperature gauge there in the center, that's factory. And I've got the original lever for the top. Top's in excellent condition, hardly used. It was usually either down or the hardtop was on it. That was the two choices that this guy usually, the default mode was having the top down in Florida, or it wouldn't go out of the garage. So all the seat belts are in excellent condition and working, and you can see that the controls are all working back here. Let's take a look in the back section here. Back of the seats in perfect condition. First aid kit back there in the corner, and back in here, very subtle amount of wear and evidence of being in the Florida sun, but really an exceptional car. We've got the hardtop. Actually had to ship the hardtop down. It was in storage up in Ohio, and it's actually on its way here, but it's this guy is just a straight shooter that we got this car from, and the roof is in perfect condition as was represented the rest of the car. We were really impressed with the way that this guy presented this car to us, and we're really happy that we were the ones that he chose to come in and show us the car and sell us the car because of our reputation around town for dealing with these nicer low mileage cars that are collectible. Take a look at the headliner in here, in beautiful condition. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Let's quickly jump in here and go for a ride down the street. Just to show you the tachometer and speedometer. No lights on below. The antenna. Look in the rearview mirror. See it going up and coming down. It's working the way it's supposed to. Got it in drive. Got a little Aerosmith here. We'll turn that off and listen to the car instead of the radio. I noticed, one of the things that I noticed on this car, and I've had a bunch of these, some of them were a little more worn out than I liked to have, that we ended up with. A lot of cars show more wear on them, even though they have low miles on them, than some of the others, just from being around on the planet this long. This steering wheel is really in perfect condition, not even a burr or anything where you can slide your hand across the wheel without catching any wear or burrs or any kind of imperfection on the steering wheel. The brakes feel super nice on the car, just the way they're supposed to be, like it was when it was new. You might have noticed that the wipers are not on the car. The reason why the wipers are off the car is because we've ordered some new wiper blades, and that's the easiest way for us to replace them, is just take them off. And also we detail around the areas where we took them off. There's our dealership, just gonna drive by right here. That's our store. We took over the old BMW dealership when the BMW dealership was forced to move into a huge facility, and we have a nice facility here, including a full service department that allows us to really conduct a nice business out of here, a pre-owned Highline vehicle business.